It's no surprise that Canadians are challenged with buying homes right now when there's a war in the Middle East. There's no surprise, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, that's why Canadians can't afford homes, and that's why we haven't been able to afford homes for about 5 years. Mark Carney and the Liberals have been trying to convince Canadians that Canada's job market is booming. Well, his own government's job report dropped today, and let's just say that the results should be making them all feel just a little bit awkward. Let's take a look. This is Mark Carney 3 months ago, and this is on LinkedIn of all places. Unemployment is down. Jobs and wages are up. We're building big and empowering more Canadians with new careers. Even with strong global headwinds, there is encouraging progress, and we are just getting started.
Since we were elected, the Canadian economy has created over 180,000 jobs. The unemployment rate has fallen sharply. Wages have grown faster than inflation every single month, and we are just getting started.
And that was a few months ago, folks. Okay, so that was Mark Carney, and we saw post after post after post from the Liberals, and we saw articles saying Canada unexpectedly added all these jobs. We all knew better, didn't we? Well, the Liberals were saying this all the way up until yesterday. Check out question period and check out the unexpected reason and the new excuse why Canadians can't find a home.
Housing report is out, Mr. Speaker, and the headlines are concerning. Here it is. Condo sales have collapsed, inventory of all types of housing has surged, and financial conditions have worsened for homebuyers. But here's the most concerning thing about that report. It says that Canadians are delaying starting families because of housing unaffordability, delaying marriage, delaying children, the very foundations of our society because they can't afford a home. We've offered one positive solution: remove the GST on new homes for all Canadians. Will the minister commit to doing that today?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, it's no surprise that Canadians are challenged with buying homes right now when there's a war in the Middle East. There's no surprise, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. Okay. The member may continue. May continue.
Oh, that's why Canadians can't afford homes, and that's why we haven't been able to afford homes for about 5 years. Got it. Okay. It's the retroactive effect of the United States and Israel attacking Iran. Got it. Okay. If only we'd have known 4 or 5 years ago that the reason why we couldn't afford a home at the time is because in 2026 the United States and Israel would be attacking Iran. Now it all makes sense.
Well, Mr. Speaker, an excuse for every problem, but this is a new one. The war in Iran is the cause of our housing crisis. Wow. I mean, I don't know how you square that circle, Mr. Speaker. And he boasts about 9,000 new homes. He promised 500,000 new homes. That's not even 2% of his target. And guess what? CMHC says only 259,000 were built last year. Only half of the target again. So at the rate that the minister complacently brags about, we'll never hit the target. So will he take our idea and remove GST on all new homes for Canadians?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The good news is that we had a very strong year last year for housing starts across Canada, one of the best in our history. Almost 260,000 homes were started. We need to keep that continuing. Sales are challenged right now. The economy is challenged. This side of the House is focused on delivering for Canada on affordability, boosting our economy, creating jobs.
Okay, wonderful response from the Conservatives, and terrible response from Robertson. And I thought we had the strongest economy in the G7. I thought that was the talking point. But he just admitted that the economy is challenged, but we're creating jobs. Okay. Got it. And Jolie goes on to say that we're creating jobs.
We've been there fighting for them, supporting them, and creating new jobs.
All right. Well, StatsCan just released the report today. Let's see how many jobs the Liberals created in February of 2026. Employment declined by 84,000, or 0.4%, in February, and the employment rate fell 0.2 percentage points to 60.6%. The unemployment rate increased 0.2 percentage points to 6.7%. Whoops! I guess that talking point is pretty out of date, isn't it, Liberals? Employment fell among youth aged 15 to 24 years old by 47,000. That's 1.7%. And men in the core working age of 25 to 54 years old fell by 41,000. Aren't those the people that are supposed to be building this country, Mr. Carney? Employment was little changed for core age women and people aged 55 years and older. Employment declines in February were recorded in services producing industry, 56,000, and goods producing industries, 28,000. The largest declines were in wholesale and retail trade by 18,000, and other services such as personal and repair services by 14,000. So this chart is worth noting, folks. This is the unemployment rate and says increases to 6.7%, but I've highlighted a magical area here. So what I've highlighted is January of 2025. So that was when Justin Trudeau stepped down. So Mark Carney has been so amazing for this country over the last year that he's achieved exactly nothing as it applies to the unemployment rate. Where are all these jobs that they're saying that we're going to be getting? Apparently, they are nowhere. So the brilliant economist, the brilliant banker, has achieved the exact same thing as Justin Trudeau over the course of 1 year. Congratulations, Mark Carney. Yes, you're just getting started. Here are the demographics by age, folks. So the concerning part here is this is unemployment rate. This is not employment rate. So the graph's going up. That's not a good thing. But you can see in youth 15 to 24 years old, a sharp increase, almost the highest that it's been since January of 2022. And then in the core age, 25 to 54 years old, that is starting to uptick as well. Not a good sign when you're looking at our job economy. Now, here is some very interesting data here. This is unemployment change. Okay, so this is the concern here. If we are we're building this country, right? And we're building houses and we're doing all these amazing things. Why, oh why, have we lost so many jobs in construction, folks? That's fourth from the top. We expected to lose wholesale and retail trade, but construction and manufacturing continue to fall. These are the indicators that show that we are not moving in the right direction as a country. Here's another look at the country in the aggregate. So when you see a plus sign, that is not a good thing. That means unemployment is going up. So Ontario, 0.3% to 7.6%, and 0.7% in Quebec. That's not great because that is the most populated provinces in the country. But not that that matters. It is up pretty much across the board except for a few exceptions. So Mark Carney and the Liberals keep bragging that they're just getting started. They've created tons of jobs. Well, your unemployment rate is the exact same as it was in January of 2025. As I said before, congratulations, you've achieved exactly nothing when it comes to employment. So how are Canadians supposed to feel prosperous? How are they supposed to feel empowered? How are they supposed to feel optimistic when they can't get a job? And according to your housing minister, the war in Iran is causing people not to be able to afford homes. That's a wonderful, wonderful excuse that they're trying to throw out here. Are people getting it yet? But Mark Carney says he's just getting started. Well, Mr. Carney, if this is you just getting started, on behalf of all Canadians, please just stop.